Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, I should say. Officers meeting of January 25th, 2024 will come to order. Please review the minutes of the meeting. And when you're done, I'll entertain the motion. While you're reading, I will do roll call. David Israel is absent. Dominic Garnaja.
Here.
Stuart Richmond. Myself, I'm here. Patricia. Here. David Boaz is out. Joanne.
I'm here.
Donald.
Yeah, right.
Is Mr. Grossman on?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, we have two guests, Bobby Levin and James. James, how do you spell your last name again?
BORSOS.
Okay, I apologize. So we have two guests in the room. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented by Stuart, seconded by Patricia Caputo. All in favor? There you go. All right, call to order, minutes. All right, we're gonna go out of order from the agenda. Yuko installation of officers. Bobby, you're up.
Okay, wait, that's the fourth thing on my list.
Well, that's all I have here.
Okay, well, I wanted to report on the delegate meeting next Friday. The nominations from the floor.
Okay,
I have a table in front of the stage. I'm just telling you this in case if it isn't appropriate, you'll tell me. A table in front of the stage where people will do the paperwork. I have a standing microphone right there that I will make the announcements. Then I've asked to have a standing microphone in the aisle between B and C at about row 6. And I'm going to ask the nominee, the nominator and the nominee to come up to that microphone ahead of time instead of screaming from the back of the room. And the photographer will be outside the theater after the meeting to take pictures. So that's that. The volunteer party, February 11th. Donald, I sent you another message today. 77 reservations to date. So I'm gonna still go with 75.
because you know some people are not gonna show up.
Right. All right, the candidates forum, February 8th, Thursday, February 8th, between 1:30 and 3 in meeting room C. Greg Weiss will moderate. I will give him the.
February 8th,
1:30 to 3.
that's a Thursday, right?
What I need is a stopwatch. Do we have a stopwatch?
Make sure you have.
Okay,
If you have a telephone, you have a stopwatch.
I don't. So
We do.
I don't have.
We'll have a stop.
Okay, and I'm going to just give the directions to Greg. He doesn't have, I'm gonna tell him, probably 4 to 5 minutes for initial, presentations by each nominee or each candidate. Then 3 minutes of rebuttal, and then it'll open up the floor to questions from the.
Okay, are we going to have the questions written on a piece of paper or cards and he
I have-
reads them?
Do
Or
you want me to do that?
you're the chair, I'm
Yeah.
asking you.
I hadn't thought of it, if you would.
Well, I think the last time that we did that, we had 3x5 index cards
Okay,
and that was written and presented to the moderator. This way he can read the questions.
okay.
That's how they do it at the county.
I know that.
Okay, right, yeah,
That's the
we used to
procedure.
that.
We,
Comments, Mark.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Makes it a lot more orderly.
and it makes it easier, this way he can pick and choose.
absolutely. Okay, I'm good.
the English too.
Yeah, all right, the installation of officers is scheduled for Sunday, March 10th. Between 2 and 4 p.m. Now, do you want me to change that 2 to 3 p.m. or 3 to 4? The installation, the whole process takes 20 minutes. And then I'm just gonna make coffee and cake. Do you want me to change it 2 to 3, 3 to 4?
No, I think 2 to 3, if you're not gonna do anything other than have coffee and cake.
Yeah, so, okay, so the next.
And that's at the clubhouse?
That's meeting room C. And I assume you want me to ask Jamie Goodman to officiate again.
Otherwise, I'd rather have President of the United States president.
Well.
No, whoever, I don't care.
Okay.
So it's 2 to 3, not 2
Two,
to 4?
2 to 3, no, there's no reason to hang around for
Right,
4 hours.
exactly. And unless you have an objection, I'm gonna ask Eva's office to set up the coffee. I understand from David Boaz, her office does that. I will go to Publix and get some nice small pastries, not junky cake. Just put out some trays and that's it. You don't want wine, just coffee and cake,
Fine.
okay?
Chances are, all you're gonna have is whoever's being installed,
I'm gonna say 20 people,
maybe,
25
if you're
people.
lucky.
Yeah, do I will send a note out to each person that is elected. Should I say you and a guest are invited? I mean, does the husband want to bring?
Well, I don't see why not.
Okay,
What did you do in the past?
A spouse was always, or a significant other was always allowed to come.
alright, and
Yeah.
then
Your whole family, why not?
Yeah.
Your whole family. You know?
Okay, that's all
No
I have,
dogs or cats allowed.
right, okay, that's all I had for that.
Thank you for your work on
That's
this.
it.
Okay, does anybody have any other questions for
Oh,
Bobby?
This is, if anybody wants to see the names in red of the ones that are coming to the party, if you see anybody on there, but you think, oh.
I don't know, so, I didn't know we had subjects that are gone too.
We had 145 letters went out. Okay, we're gonna leave, unless, can I stay to listen to the rest of the
What does
conversation?
that mean?
Why not?
Don't you do
I mean,
that?
you're not having a vote or anything.
So to review everything, you're going to have, February 11th is the volunteer luncheon.
Right,
At this point, 77 people have agreed to come.
Yep.
February 8th is the delegates forum.
Yep.
Where the
Candidate
candidates
for-
for officers,
Mhm.
not, nobody else,
Candidate for.
officers.
Mhm.
And they're gonna have 4 to 5 minutes to do a presentation. And,
Rebuttal and then open to the
okay,
board.
all right, and that'll be from 1:30 till 3.
Correct.
And the installation will be held on March 10th between 2 and 3 o'clock in room C.
You got it,
Okay, and cake and coffee will be served,
yes,
all right. Sounds good,
okay.
all right. All right, we'll start with manager's report.
Hello, everyone. Nothing significant to report at this time. As you can see, we've had some paving work done over the different sections of Century Village this week. We're gonna continue with that work probably next month. In some cases, we had to raise some of the catch basins. Just so they're a little bit below the grade, so that they drain, but they don't make such a dip that you don't have, they did one, because that one, you hit that hard, you go flying.
They really work.
This is happening all over the village. I flew into a few with each bunch of repairs. I do need to report that I'm seeing that the rate of deterioration on the roads is accelerating. We're doing more repairs and closer together. Up until this year, we've had almost no repairs on the main roads, the ring roads, basically only around the edges. Now we're seeing pieces coming out of that, and that's just age.
Mhm.
Also, the
Delamination.
wear and tear on the roads, if you notice the number of larger and larger trucks.
Yeah.
Going through,
Right.
Yes, and we try to keep a handle on that. We do have a post order that trucks over 40 feet are not to be allowed in without permission of the manager beforehand. There are exceptions, right? Sometimes a building is getting a delivery of roofing supplies. Or in this case, this week, WPRF got a delivery of, I don't know, 6 months worth of chlorine at the Kent Pool, and it came on a tractor trailer, so on a case by case basis, we have to limit it. But we're trying to keep the tanks off the road as much as possible. But it's something to consider, and Don, this will be infrastructure, obviously. Can we patch? We can make good patches from now to the end of time. Question is, how much are we spending each year? Versus, and also, what is your appetite for patches? Not every community wants to look at patches, but they're good patches, they'll last longer than the road. Just something to keep in mind. Other than that, we've made some improvements on our security cameras this month. And we're already getting good feedback on that, clearer pictures, new software that we think will make the process of guests coming in faster. Basically, the camera captures the license plate number of the incoming guest. It goes directly to the computer. And all you have to do now is type in the name, where they're going, see if they're on the list. So we're hoping that'll help. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got. You guys got something for me?
Well, why don't you do the proposal?
Yeah, all right, let's do proposals. First up is a proposal for from AC All Stars for replacement of the air conditioning gear in the rear zone of this building. If you recall, over the summer, we replaced the gear in the front zone. So we thought maybe it's, rather than wait till next July to that other gear to crap out, let's get it done. This proposal was reviewed and approved by the Bids Infrastructure Committee and now bring it to the Officers Committee for their consideration, their approval. Happy to answer any questions.
It has to be done, it has to be done.
I like to make
going on.
Okay, motion made by Joanne,
To accept the AC All Stars proposal.
$9,250.
Right.
I need a second. Patricia,
Discussion, I just want to point out that this was not the lowest bid. And the committee felt that it would be wise to, it's $1,000 difference, and we went with this.
But this is the committee that we're using for maintenance though, right? For,
That's correct,
Yeah.
and
So-
that informed the decision.
that's why, yes.
Okay.
Can I guess ask a question?
Of course you can.
I'm just curious, I've never seen the name of that company.
Neither did I until very recently.
Oh, so,
In a lot of cases, Bobby, we piggyback on WPRF,
okay.
because there's lots of these guys out there and their vetting process is pretty good.
Do they do individual units too, or just big jobs?
I don't know, but there's a phone number there, feel free to call.
Curious.
Anyway, WPRF has switched to this company to maintain their gear at their buildings, which means they're also gonna be maintaining the gear at this building.
Probably a good idea to.
The other good news is they're ready to work tomorrow,
No, that's good.
so. And maybe that's good news.
Okay.
is there any other discussion on this? Okay, the motion to accept bid by AC All Stars in the amount of $9,250 to R&R rear AC unit at 2102 West Drive. The motion was made by Joanne Robinson, was seconded by Patricia Caputo. Ed Grossman,
Not here.
he's on the TV.
He's
Okay.
Oh, he's here.
He's muted, so.
Okay, so Dominic Garnaja,
Yeah.
Stewart,
Yeah,
I'm a yes, Patricia,
Yes.
Joanne Robinson,
Yes.
and Donald doesn't get his non-voting. I don't. It's in the package. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jesus.
In the interest of moving things along,
Let's look.
And we'll be done this process and.
Okay.
All right.
So,
What was it now?
I get kind of 1, 2, 3, 5 yeses, 0 nos, it passes.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you. Moving on to the next proposal. This is from Curtis Landscaping and Tree Service. This is for removal of trees and shrubs from the east end of the Southampton section between what I call the Dominic fence along the eastern edge of and the masonry wall which separates Century Village from the Guitar Center shopping center. The proposal is for $4,300. They're gonna remove all the shrubs and trees, pull them away, get that cleaned out. This proposal was reviewed and approved by the Bid Infrastructure Committee. I now bring it to the Officers Committee for their review.
Why is it working?
And that's just the way it is.
Okay.
43, it's 4,300.
Okay, I need a motion. Dominic makes a motion. Who seconds it? So we can discuss it. Patricia Caputo. Okay. So we have motion to accept Curtis Landscaping in the amount of $4,300. Motion made by Dominic, seconded by Patricia.
Yes. Yes, they work for us.
Is there any discussion on this?
It's a discussion. You
I
have to remove
I can
what's
give a little
on the
more
report.
background just for the
Well,
record.
if,
This fence
Yes.
was put up by Dominic, a great effort. Just to get the permits, if I remember correctly, he worked on it for months. The decision was made back then, maybe 10 years ago, to leave the brush and trees in. We thought it would be, I wasn't here yet, to be more of a deterrent to anyone who hops over the masonry wall and they'd be in a jungle. Well, now the jungle has started to affect the fence, and we love that fence, so that's the reason we're taking the stuff out.
Okay.
We may wind up planting something else, so if they could bougainvillea, which they call nature's barbed wire.
Yeah, that's.
didn't we plant some of those crazy rose bushes with the thorns and stuff in there? Yeah, at the time, I remember.
This is nature's barbed wire.
Okay.
Any other discussion, anything else?
No,
Okay, Ed Grossman,
Yes, can you hear me?
we can now, Ed.
are you voting yes or no?
I have to abstain.
I was right the first time. Dominic? Are you yes or no?
Yes.
Stuart?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Patricia? Yes. Joanne?
Yes.
Okay, so the vote, 5 yeses, no nos, passes.
Staying.
Well, there's no space.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Dominic?
I was thinking back to, the roads. You know, we have now large buses. They're heavier. We have people with more children and they're creating more trash and the trucks have to take that extra heavy weight and load and take it out. And I think that it's normal wear, but it's accelerated because of the increase in population.
Different demographics.
That's not.
I would say it's a
Actually, it does,
combination of
it
that
does.
and a bunch of other things and age.
Age. In some cases, I'm seeing almost like a delamination, where it's becoming gravel again, it's trying to become gravel again.
Mhm.
But it's just something to keep an eye on. Right, and more importantly, how much are we spending each year? I can tell you without even running a report that we spend a little more each year. I think this year we'll spend a lot more. Probably
Somewhere along the line, we're gonna have to decide
Exactly,
Yeah.
where are you
different
spending,
sections one at a time.
the last time you guys did a 1 inch mill and overlay, what, 5.5 mil?
I think so.
Alright, so that was in 2008, 7, I can't remember, but, alright, so just to do that job again, double.
Well,
At
everything has
least
gone
double.
up, every material and labor, everything has gone up, and every year it will go up more.
And if you decide you wanna do the whole job, which is get down to the base rock and
That's super
and
expensive.
redo the roads like they're brand new, double that again. So this is, a significant thing. You can go a long time patching at 100K, 150K a year before you get to even close to, $11 million.
Something that has to be considered. There's lots of ways.
It is, but I think there's some clear priorities right now.
I could probably patch from now to the end of time.
But you can patch temporarily, we can bring it up again.
I lived on a street in Queens that was more patched than road for decades, and then suddenly one day the city came and I had a new road.
Oh, look at the access road out front on the way to Dunkin' Donuts. Every morning I go over there and think, oh my God, this is an example of eternal patching.
Exactly. Well.
Who is going to maintain that road when the bank closes?
Well, the owner of the bank doesn't own the building.
Right.
Mrs. Baruch owns the building and she's responsible for the frontage in front of both sides of her building. And then on either side, it is actually county frontage, and then it should move fine, Dunkin' Donuts, and, you know, whoever's fronts it, that's who owns that piece.
So she knows anything about the house?
She did,
You just fixed it.
yeah, you know, she's good, she,
Good.
A lot of batches.
I mean, in this case, I didn't even have to call, she already knew about it, she had a guy out there, like, she's okay.
Any indication of what's going to happen to that first floor?
No, not at all.
Nobody said.
Okay,
Okay.
anything, is that end of your report?
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's why.
all right, treasurer's report.
Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to see that we're all here and those that not. Very simply, I'd like to check with the other offices that they receive a copy of the preliminary treasurer's
No.
report, including the balance sheet, the income statement, and everything else that goes with it.
Who did you send it to, Ed?
From what I see, you all got a copy, but I'll send it anyway. It appeared to me that that was forwarded, but if you didn't, there's still time, I'm gonna send it to you. I just wanted to note that it appears, because I didn't do the investigation, that we have several associations that are quite behind. And at one point I had a helper, but that was rejected. And I just want to make sure that you take a look at it, and by the time the delegate assembly is here, I will have
Ed, none of the
Report on
officers
it.
received it, please send it to somebody. Or send it to Carolyn to disseminate.
I look at my.
I will send it.
Hey,
From what I saw, it was a CC to everybody,
oh,
but
it
I'm
was.
glad I brought it up, and I will send it
Resolution.
timely. The other thing, we had a very good finance meeting yesterday. It wasn't videotaped, but it was recorded, and Joanne, you will be receiving, if you didn't receive it yet,
Yeah, I did, Ed.
a copy of the recording. I'm supposed to get one also.
Was there a-
Mike Zaslow recorded it.
Right, I've talked to Mike.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I talked to Mike,
Did
I
he
have
send it to you?
yes.
Well, he was supposed to send me a copy and I haven't gotten it.
All
So
right.
I'd appreciate it if you forwarded it to me.
Okay,
Was that a secret meeting?
Excuse me?
oh, it was a scheduled meeting
When was it scheduled?
yesterday.
Yeah,
It was scheduled yesterday on the same day.
well,
No,
it was on the
no,
agenda
shape.
for the month,
Yeah, it's
It
a
was
regular
on, it was
monthly
on,
meeting.
it's a regular monthly schedule.
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was.
I didn't. have
No,
it.
no,
I
it's a
just-
regular
I
month.
didn't know what was going on,
All right.
so.
It was unconfirmed, but it was on the schedule.
Okay. Okay.
All right, what else you got, Ed?
That's it for today.
Okay. Officers, we'll start with Stuart.
I don't know if you followed the news, but there was on 3 or 4 of the major stations, for this area, we're talking about new insurance companies moving into
Yeah.
Florida to pick up the
Slack.
slack from the other companies that moved out. And 1 or 2 of them specifically were supposed to be geared to condo associations, and that's as far as it went, and they never went any further. I don't know what the county or the state are going to do about it, but that concept of competition in that area could help reduce the costs to us, but I know it's going to be down the line, but it's something to consider. And kudos to the police department for yesterday's raid on the speeders, because they were all over the place.
Did you see him pull over they 2 of them pulled over the post office truck?
Yeah,
Did you see that?
yeah,
I thought it was funny.
yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But it's too bad they haven't caught the Rooms to Go truck. Because the guy who drives for them is really a speed, he thinks he's on the, speedway someplace, but yes, they were all over. And it just happens that by the time they catch up and the people in the cars realize that they're being hauled over, they pull into Somerset, and I walk out and there they are right there. So I have a chance to observe and so on, but I'm glad they were here.
Yes.
Whatever they do is better than not having nothing.
I saw the postal worker, who it was very upset that they got pulled over by two cars.
And that's it.
Patricia, you're up.
Hi, everyone, good to see you. On that note, was there not something we talked about briefly once before that possibly the legislator or someone getting involved as the insurance companies would not make the decision about the type of roofs we have?
I think that's what's in the legislature now.
Is it?
Yeah, they're in session January and February.
Just curious about that.
No, they didn't mention anything like that at all, and this is just insurance company, the name of them, and tentatively what they were going to do. And one of the last two in the list, I don't remember their names, were going to deal with condo associations. Condos could be 4 stories, 2 stories, 1 story, who knows?
Because 1 or 2 of the companies pulled out, they don't want to really deal with.
Well, they virtually, almost all of them pulled out. The Florida, it was so expensive for them to insure at the rates that they were getting.
Patricia, I just got a link from Phil Massey about legislative update. And I just haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. So once I listen, it may address some of this, because it's about the current legislature's
So
opinions on things. So I'll be posting that to the TV for sure, if it's substantive, it's something that, if it's all HOA related, I'm not gonna, but if it's COA, then yeah.
I would definitely
anything
be
that's-
interested. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so other than that, there's not very much to say. I won't be repetitious on things, just helping as best as I can, because we have a lot of unusual things happening in here. So I will be going to the expos, even though I'm not on the board. Because they change a lot of things every year. Code has changed a lot, everything has changed, so the only way to keep on top of things and to pass knowledge on is to go to these.
That date is February the 13th,
All right,
February 13th.
so that's about it,
Okay,
thank you.
Dominic, you're up. Your best for last.
There's nothing.
That's your glasses.
There is. Did you,
What?
It's all right, we'll come.
Better days are coming. Joanne,
I can report that the website is clicking along, we're measuring traffic, we're getting, I think in less than 30 days, we've had about 1,000 unique visitors, which is
Nice.
wonderful. And I instituted a comments page, and I'm happy to report that I've not had to reject one comment. We've had very good, comments that made sense, that warranted a response. And I'm real happy about that. I want, more people to go on and tell me what they think, and they're asking very logical questions and they're very polite, so I'm happy with the website response so far.
And we're happy with what you do also.
Thank you. And the TV is coming along. I'm getting more and more like little collages of participation in the village, and that has been my intent all along, was to, encourage people to send us photos of their events and what's going on, so that we can keep a constant stream of current information going. And so I'm happy with that. If anybody here's a photographer that's very socially oriented, I will continue to look for a photographer, or 2 or 3, or as many people as want to, but that's about it for me.
all right. The only thing that I can report is that one of the people that has owed money to the UCO reporter because his credit card was rejected about 4 or 5 months ago, has reached out to us. He lost his credit card and I guess he put a stop on it and never realized that he needed to bring in a new credit card. I was in touch with him today. He should be coming in tomorrow and he'll be advertising in the paper, and that's a whopping $75. Okay, other than that, there's only one other person, $50 ad. Everybody else is current,
Yeah, Phil.
and for 2023,
Officers.
we finished,
Office meeting.
the
Almost.
year approximately $13,000
Okay.
above cost, above whatever all our expenses are. So the paper, the paper's was doing good. Ruth unfortunately is still, she was in the hospital, everybody knows. And Tuesday she tested positive for COVID. That's why she hasn't been in. The paper has gone to print. It will be delivered this weekend. Those of you that saw it on the computer, the paper came out pretty good.
It's posted.
It's on the
Yeah.
it's on the TV if you wanna do it, it's on
No,
the website,
On
I'm sorry.
on the blog.
That's what I meant to say. It's, I
Good, they're
did
coming
come back.
together in your mind.
Other than that, I've been tracking, as you know, since December, the amount of work that's being pushed out of the office here. The gate passes, barcodes and updates. And the uptick on new barcodes has gone from about 100 to every 6 weeks to 150 plus a month. As of not including yesterday or today, we were at 136 new barcodes in 18 days, 19 days. Okay, so other than that, if anybody wants to see those figures, I have all going all the way back to July. And we have requested, Donald has requested that we purchase 1,000 barcodes at a time. And so far, we haven't gotten them, but we haven't run out yet. Because the 500 just doesn't cut it anymore.
Can I
Okay,
make a suggestion, Fausto? In your article for the newspaper or in one of the other offices, I think you should mention those facts. I think they're very important to let the readership know that that is going on.
Yeah. well, I
know you.
brought it up
Yeah,
at delegate assembly.
I
but
think
it's
it was
something-
linked.
Cause some of the newer people that are not aware of what we do or how much work.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying, get
and-
it into the
and,
paper.
It's kudos to the people that are here. Okay, that's it that I have, other than it seems that more and more people are coming into the village with less and less knowledge. And a lot of the new people that are becoming officers, I don't think they wanna know what the rules and regulations are. So, but we'll hopefully in the new year, things will change. We will do the best that we can. That's it, unless anybody has any questions.
Not a question, I just wanted to ask Joanne, did Michael get in touch with you, or did he already forward it?
Question. Senile old man.
He got in touch with me.
Oh, okay, but he hasn't forwarded it yet.
Yes, he did forward me the link.
And you can go ahead and communicate directly with your committee member.
And thank you, Joanne, for your quick response today.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anything else for this committee? James, you got anything?
I have two questions.
You have questions, I could tell.
Right, forum. Do all tenant owner investigations have to go through UCO?
No,
No,
Okay. And are the associations billed like so much per unit on the UCO part of the charge?
yes,
Do you know how much that is per unit?
the services that we get,
Uh-huh.
it's broken down. If you want a copy of the financial schedule, we can give that to you.
Okay, that's all I have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seacrest also does
Yeah.
investigations.
Okay,
I mean, the parts that we're allowed to
uh-huh,
is the transportation,
yeah,
security, cable, and basic maintenance.
yeah, I've seen all that, I just didn't know if there was like a, 3,000 per unit, or it's like per bedroom, or how that's built.
We're talking about guidelines for income,
No, breakdown of the expenses.
The
for
UCO
each unit.
fees to the
the
association.
allocation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, your association's property manager or accountant does the allocation according to a formula, and it's the same for everyone.
Per unit or per
It
bedroom?
depends on the
square footage, I believe, right?
Square footage of the unit.
Okay,
So
Okay.
if you see your budget, at the end of the
Yeah,
year, you're
yeah.
gonna say, it's gone up this much, this much for one's this one for 1.5.
oh, I didn't see that breakdown, yeah,
And
okay,
different associations will have different, a 1.5 in your building might be different than a 1.5 in my building.
okay.
Because it's different square footages.
I'll get with our accountant on that,
Yeah.
right, okay, got it, thank you very much.
All right. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? I'll entertain a motion. Motion made by Patricia, seconded by Stuart.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Are you shuttled?
Not yet. Okay.
So.